Previously, the power returned.
I want you to form the first Power Alliance.
Chris, Mark.
Oh, fuck.
The person to face this week's eviction is Stephen Ash.
So who is the power?
Mark was very shady.
When we get revealed, it will end up in a fight.
Tonight, familiar faces drop a bomb.
He's not genuine, serious game player.
Zoe and Pav, they're both snakes in the grass.
The next housemate is...
What?
And the power causes chaos.
A secret power alliance was created.
You bastards. It's a fucking two-faced bastard. It's so horrible. Tell us what Matthew said.
He said Zoe is a snake in the grass. He said all things like that.
They're just dismissing me, like, you know, they're not talking to me.
What? I was very wary of Zoe. This is where the game begins. The troublemakers are here.
Day 48, 10:15 a.m. Ashley's secret power alliance with Chris and Mark is going strong. Together, they've already chosen Stephen and Ash to face this week's public vote. Christopher is in the shower. Ashley is talking to Big Brother about her power.
It's getting harder, it is, because like last night I was chatting to Ash and I felt really bad because I had just put him up like for eviction. I was kind of left between Christopher and Ash, and because all three of us are extremely close to Christopher, we just wanted to give him a bit of a break because he has been up like the last 6 times in a row.
Mark is concerned about the potential fallout of their power decisions.
When this comes out, it will probably all kick off. And whoever's in this power group has got to be able to explain properly why they picked who they did. Not the worst mistake anybody could make would do what Toya did.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take Ash off, you take Stephen off, Winston take whoever off, you know what I mean? And you'll sort it out properly and try and like defuse it before it all blatantly fucking kicks off.
I would put Pav up sooner than Christopher, except for the fact that he's a good suspect.
So they're the only 2 people left, and Zoe.
Really, yeah. There's no sense in Zoe.
No points, no sense.
No sense in that at all.
I just feel like such a Judas putting Christopher up.
The problem is, if you put him up, then that deflects a bit. But I think at this time in the game, this late in the day, we need to be worrying less about things like that.
Oh, yes.
Here he is. How you doing, Pav?
Good, I'm gonna get into my swimming trunks straight away.
Yeah.
No fucking about today.
Morning dip.
No fucking about.
(12:18 p.m.
I've got my eyes shut down.
Mark and Zoe are enjoying the sun.
I want a tan today.
Babe, me too.
I want to look really golden.
Sometimes there's nothing more satisfying than a nice golden tan, a strong eyebrow, a nice clipped-in bit of weave, and a simple lip gloss.
Do you know what? Swap the weave for a blow dry, and they're not lip gloss, and that is just everything that I'm about in a person.
Yeah.
Give me 5 to that one, actually, because that is just spot on, that.
Winston is providing some entertainment.
She turns on TV and look who she sees. Skater boy rocking up MTV. He was a skater boy. She said, see ya later, boy. He wasn't good.
Is that Avril Lavigne? It's Avril Lavigne, isn't it?
Oh, I love Avril.
Yeah, it would.
Ashley has just been told that the Power Alliance must nominate 2 more housemates today.
Right, we have to pick 2 more people to nominate today.
Us 3?
Uh-huh.
To nominate?
Yeah.
Have to be 2 more to nominate?
Yeah, and they're going to give us, they're giving us some sort of information soon.
What?
Yeah. Information, I don't know what information
So
is.
us 3 have got to pick 2 more people?
2 more people.
And we've only got Pav, Zoe, Christopher and Winston.
as long as people think it's the audience, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
But that's when you start having trouble. Like, you can't put Zoe in the mix because the audience, they wouldn't pick Zoe.
They wouldn't pick Winston.
But they wouldn't pick Winston, and they wouldn't pick Ash necessarily. Ash is all right. You kind of play that.
So we'd have to pick Pav and Christopher.
I think Pav is more or less a definite.
He has to be.
Yeah, there's got to be
a definite.
It's unfortunate.
But I just can't do it, Christopher. I
can't. I want him to feel like, exactly like you said, like someone out there cares and appreciates him.
Because I just think like him being up for nomination actually bugs him more than we actually realise every single week. Like, how would you feel every single week your name being called out going, Pathless Circle's just nominated me again to get me out?
Ash has had it just as many times. This is Ash's 6th time. Christopher's had 5. I need to go to the toilet, sorry. Let me just have a little think about this. I've just got a nervous battle.
2:04 p.m.
I'm so relieved that we don't have to nominate this week.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm really happy about that.
So good. But then we're going to have to do it next week, though.
Yeah. We might not have to. It might just be like all in the public's hands now, fingers crossed.
Big Brother has called the Power Alliance to the diary room.
It's now time for you to choose your next nomination. To help you decide, Big Brother will allow you to have some expert advice on who you should nominate next.
Hope it's me, Mammy.
Okay.
Alright.
Shortly, via the screens, you will talk to Bianca, Danielle and Matthew.
Shut up!
Oh my God, are you taking the piss?
The first housemate to talk to is Bianca.
Where's she coming on?
Hello, babe.
Oh my God.
Bianca, we need to ask you, who would you suggest that we put up for eviction?
Right, I think you should put up Pav. He's not genuine. He will fuck you over to get where he needs to be.
Okay.
And he's dull and boring and no one wants to see him. He will do anything to get to the finals.
Thanks so much, Bianca.
Thank you. We miss you so much.
Bye.
Really helpful.
Really.
Oh, she did so well.
She's
She did so well.
Hi, babe! Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Right, quickly, we've only got a minute.
Pav, you have to watch out for Pav. He's a serious game player, okay? He knows exactly what he's doing. He is in there to win. That is the fact of it. And anything you say to him, he'll go back to other groups and say it back. So you need to watch. Next one's Zoe. She knows reality TV inside out, okay? She's got a massive fan base. She knows what she's doing. Don't trust her. Definitely do not trust her. She's playing up to the cameras. But seriously, watch out, both of them. Both of them.
Thanks so much, Danielle. I'm missing you so much. You look fab.
Thank you so much.
I love you!
Oh my God, no. I miss you all so much. Okay, listen to me carefully. Zoe and Pav have watched the show. They know what's going on. They're both snakes in the grass, okay? Pav has a psychology degree. He's sitting in the back. He's analysing everyone. Watch out for him. Zoe as well, she knows what she's doing, she's befriending Helen, don't trust either of them. You need to save Christopher. Christopher's a genuine friend to all of you. He needs to stay with you. Winston, he's not as stupid as he looks. I think you know that anyway, okay?
Matthew, you look amazing. I can't even describe how much I'm missing you.
And I want to say to all of you, seriously, keep your wits about you. And
To me, that makes my life easier, to be honest, because I've said from the... I've got to just quickly say this. Where do our loyalties lie? People we spent 7 weeks with, or people we spent a week with?
Mark,
Yeah.
Chris and Ashley.
Yeah.
It's now time for the Power Alliance to decide.
Right.
Which housemate are you going to nominate next?
Our third nomination is Pav.
And why have you chosen to nominate Pav?
From what our close friends have said,
said.
the advice we've been given, he's definitely not who he claims to be.
He's not genuine.
He's not genuine.
Playing a game.
A bit of a
It's quite
snake in
kind
the
of
grass.
worrying at this stage of the game.
He's rumbled.
He's rumbled, yeah.
Coming up, Mark is conflicted.
Thought Zoe was so genuine and the absolute salt of the earth, and if she's not them things, I'm gonna be gutted, you know.
And Chris isn't amused.
I've never met anyone more boring in my life than that man.
.3:23 p.m. Big Brother has gathered the housemates to reveal the latest nomination.
This is Big Brother. Housemates, the power has struck again.
Power ramage.
Oh, Jesus.
Fucking hate these lights so much.
The next housemate to face this week's eviction is Pav.
Fucking hell.
That rules out my theory.
What was your theory?
You have the power.
Everyone thought I had the power.
You're off the hook.
This is the
You're off the hook now.
The public have got the power, haven't they?
Pav, you will join Stephen and Ash and face this week's public vote. That is all.
No, Pavla, son.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, Pav. Yeah?
I'm completely fine with that.
You know what I have?
I'm gutted by
You
that.
okay?
All right, man.
Cheers, dude.
Let the games begin. That's all right.
Good for you to join us, actually.
Just join the losing bench.
Good.
Hey, loads of excitement.
3:43 p.m. The housemates are talking about the crowd's reaction on eviction nights.
I don't think what the crowd says necessarily means it's what
The public's there.
say.
Representative.
I don't think it is.
That's why I was buzzing when because I had 3 weeks of getting booze.
Yeah.
And then I got cheers, so I was buzzing.
Buzzing.
Because it was completely switched. He wasn't booze and cheers. He went straight to cheers.
Yeah.
Same on the flip side. I did nothing last week and I got a cheer. So
And historically, people in Big Brother generally who don't say anything, they are generally cheered, aren't they? I mean, in previous
that's not
years.
that I don't say anything. I just didn't do anything that was kind of different or worthy of being received differently.
Mark is feeling confused.
Ian Matthew was the closest person to me in this house. He still is. For him to say those two things about Zoe and Pav has just really fucked me head up, you know. I thought Zoe was so genuine and the absolute salt of the earth, and if she's not them things, I'm gonna be gutted, you know. She's the only person in here that I feel like I've been able to really relate to since Matthew went.
Chris is filling Ashley in on his conversation with Stephen.
And I said, I didn't do anything last week, you know, to really warrant me having cheers. And he was like, yeah, but, you know, sometimes that's the way, the housemates just don't say or do anything. We'll just get through to the end. I said, no, I do things, Stephen. I do talk. I'm like, are you serious? Are you actually saying to me, you're boring, not entertaining? But that's a compliment. It's like, I've never met anyone more boring in my life than that man. Like, yeah, it's just, like, you are so fucking rude. When he does stuff like that, yeah, he constantly hangs himself all the time. Like, he does something like that, and I go, I don't need to make any effort with you. He's the biggest mug in the house. At every angle, he's a mug. He thinks he's some kind of protected person, which he's not.
I like him, you know.
Chris?
I used to be very wary of the power housemate stuff and things he was saying in the diary room. But I've really felt differently towards him in the last few weeks, particularly.
Yeah. I've proper liked it for ages.
He's just a genuinely nice bloke. I think he's realised as well, if he did do anything like in the earlier start part, I think he's sort of like come around to the idea that he's changed as well in this process because he's come out of his shell so much more.
£7:31 p.m. The Power Alliance are considering nominating Zoe next.
Right, Mark.
Can I say something to you, Mark? I will put this in exactly the right way. I'll tell them exactly how we're feeling and why it's a nomination, because I hope she gets saved.
Yeah.
If she's popular, and if she's popular, she will.
Yeah.
And we all want her to be here.
Yeah.
So it's just we can't not take the word of Matt and Danielle.
Yeah. I couldn't do it.
It wouldn't be
It
right.
would be a disrespect.
Yes.
I would feel like they would watch this tomorrow and go, what the fuck, was there any point of us even doing that? And that's supposed to be our friends. And they didn't even.
To me, Matthew does, come really first.
Yeah.
And
he would not tell you something he didn't believe. He's got
he would
no nothing to
expect me
gain.
to take his advice on board, and if I didn't, then it would be a kick in his face.
Helen is talking to Big Brother about Zoe.
Zoe's lovely. She's a very sweet girl. made an effort with absolutely everybody in this house, settled in perfectly, and she's just a really nice, really, really nice girl. Lovely personality. Just, yeah, she's gorgeous. She's what the house needed as well.
Chris is thinking about the last 48 days in the house.
It's just weird, everything we remember of the last few weeks, all these memories we've got, all happened in this tiny space.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I find that like really odd.
That's what it is.
We haven't gone anywhere. It's just so strange.
Ashley has come to the control room to deliver the Power Alliance's final nomination.
Hello, Ashley.
Hi.
How are you enjoying being a member of the Power Alliance?
It's a bit stressful, but we're having fun. But we hope this isn't the last decision we're making, so hopefully not.
Have you reached your decision on the fourth and final housemate to nominate?
Yeah.
Who are you going to nominate?
Our fourth nomination is Zoe.
Why have you chosen Zoe?
Basically we were left with Zoe, Christopher and Winston. Christopher, it was kind of a no-brainer. He's a really good loyal friend, all three of us, so we took him out of the equation immediately. And we were left with Winston and Zoe. Keeping in mind that when the argument happened with me and Helen, Winston was one of very few people who actually stood up for me, and we weren't really that close at the time, so this is just kind of probably a thank you for the time he stood up for me. And we found it easier maybe to put Zoe up because she's only been here a week and we know she is safe, because we know the public will obviously, like, going by her reaction, will quite love her. But just listening to Matthew and Danielle, who are good friends to us, listening to what they were saying about her maybe gave us a little bit of doubt, and just thought it was the best option to go for.
Big Brother will reveal this information later to the house.
Coming up, the power is revealed.
A secret power alliance was created in the house, formed of 3 housemates.
Oh my God.
Don't fucking lie.
Seriously? And Helen breaks down.
I fucking fought for him, Helen. I really did fight for him. He's one of the people I'm closest to in here.
Chris? Why did Chris choose Ash?
(9:16 p.m).
This is Big Brother. Housemates, the power is back. Stephen, Ash, Pav all face Friday's eviction, and one more of you will join them. Now. The next housemate to face this week's eviction is Zoe.
What? Oh
Fuck
my God.
about.
What on earth?
What the hell?
Seriously?
God.
On.
Zoe, you must now join the nominated housemates.
Hey.
Hiya, babes.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh. You're right, yeah?
Yeah.
But that's not all.
I knew it. It's going to be everyone. It is going to be everyone.
Earlier this week, a secret power alliance was created in the house, formed of 3 housemates.
Oh my God.
Don't fucking lie.
Seriously?
These 3 housemates alone decided who would face eviction this week.
Oh my God. I can't believe I'm sat in the room with these fucking people.
Housemates, it's now time to feel the full force of the power.
Fuck's sake.
Would the first Power Alliance member stand up?
Fucking knew it.
Would the second member stand up?
Yeah. I knew that as well.
Would the final member of the Power Alliance stand up?
I knew it was you.
You didn't know it was me.
So much for having a nice week and we all got on like happy families. What a load of shit.
Ouch. That is rough.
Ashley, Chris and Mark, you have had the power. but that power will come at a cost. Stephen, Pav, Ash and Zoe, stand up.
There you go. This is very close.
Nominated housemates, one of you is about to escape this week's eviction. You have 2 decisions to make. You must choose which one of you will escape eviction, and you must choose which member of the Power Alliance will face eviction in your place. You have 60 seconds to make your decision. Your time starts now.
I'm gonna put my cards out there and say it.
What was the question?
Me, you've got to go in.
Yeah.
I don't think you deserve to be here.
I think Ash needs saving. I think Ash.
I'm happy to be up for nomination. Put me out of it. I'm happy to be up for nomination.
Oh my God.
So the thing is, if that's the case, then I think you're going to be safe. The next person I would choose is Ash.
What do you reckon?
Oh, Ash.
Really?
I don't mind going on.
Sure. I will take everyone else to take Ash's place.
I would more than happily take Ash's place.
Zoe, I don't want you to be up. I don't want you to be up, but you're at no danger. None of us wanted to. I've been kind of scapegoats before. People say you're not going to go, you're going to be safe. You need to believe somebody say you are going to be safe even if you go up. That's why it's
housemates, your time is up. Nominated housemates, which one of you will escape eviction?
You sure?
Absolutely.
Ash.
Thank you, guys.
Which member of the Power Alliance will now face eviction?
I don't want.
Anyone. Just anyone.
Ashley.
Who what?
I would say Ashley.
More than happy to take Ash's place.
I do.
This was the hardest thing for me to do.
The worst 2 days of my time and you take me. I don't give a shit.
The person we're going to choose is Ashley.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's common.
Fucking big brother, man. This is sick.
This is proper.
This is sick.
The housemates facing this week's eviction are...
You're going to be alright.
Stephen, Pav, Zoe and Ashley. Housemates, the Power Alliance has been disbanded.
Fuck.
The power has gone. For now.
Oh. You're gonna be alright. You're gonna be alright.
Fine. Oh my God.
Fucking big brother, man.
Yeah,
Fucking
you're
not going anywhere.
You ever want your head fucked left, right, and centre? That is the one, man.
9:28 p.m. Mark is attempting to explain the Power Alliance's actions to Helen.
What happened was Ashley got voted by the public to be the powerhouse mate. She went up to the diary room and Big Brother said today, the public have voted you as the new powerhouse mate. You've got to pick one more person to join your Power Alliance. At that point, Ashley just assumed she'd have to have 3 people in the Power Alliance. So she picked, in her head, me, Little Chris and Winston. So she chose Little Chris. Ashley and Little Chris put up Stephen before I even knew what the fuck was going on. Then they picked me yesterday and they already had the mindset on Ash just based on the fact that neither of them are as close to him as I am. And I fucking fought for him, Helen. I really did fight for him. He's one of the people I'm closest to in the end.
Chris? Why did Chris choose Ash?
They couldn't pick you, they couldn't pick me, they couldn't pick themselves. All it was left with was the 2 new ones that they didn't want to.
Has he not noticed how much effort that fucking guy's
Just please listen to me, please.
I'm sorry,
they didn't,
but that
just
is
listen.
bullshit.
There's so much to tell you.
I know that Ash is saved, but the fact that Chris is fucking sat there like all week with him.
It was between 3 people. At that point, it was between Ash and Christopher. That was it. Stephen, when you got put up, I weren't even a powerhouse mate. I didn't even know, honest to God.
Ashley's just told me it was
I fought for Ash. I didn't want him to go up, but it was between, at that point, because we thought that Winston was going to have to join in the power group then, and we thought Winston was going to pick Christopher. None of us thought the 2 new ones should go up. So it was literally between Christopher, who all 3 of us are best mates with, and Ash, who only am best mates with. So I fought
Chris
for him.
As well.
He's not as close to Ash as I am.
Bollocks. Ash is probably one of the only guys in this house that's made the effort with Chris.
But it was between Ash and Christopher.
He's a fucking two-faced bastard.
Just listen to me. No, because I haven't finished.
So I'm still not clear on the reasoning. But you don't have to say it. I'm just saying, obviously, what is just because we haven't been here as long as they have.
Well, basically, we were advised.
From my understanding, that's what I wanted to do.
We were advised by Matt, Danielle, and Bianca. All 3 said, didn't they?
Yeah.
put you up.
To put you up.
Did they say why,
The
though?
three
Did they
li-
say- did
three
they
lines.
say why?
They just
Yeah,
said
they
they didn't
did.
trust you. Just to be suspicious, don't trust you.
Like, always in the back of my mind, I always remember that night.
Don't worry.
Babe, it's all right, honestly.
You know,
Fucking so horrible.
every one of them.
I said I wasn't gonna cry.
I know.
That night where everybody was just at me, and
Yeah.
you were the only one really
You're the
that
one
was
who
out here.
spoke up.
I couldn't do that to somebody who defended me that much nice.
And other people you defended.
But and everything was going through my head about what you two said, and you two were actually the hardest.
Bizarrely, yeah, it's the strangest thing.
Oh, they basically said that you were a genuine guy. They all says that you're a lot smarter than you let on.
We were like,
But
and they're
you're
like, you know
we know
that. Yeah, we know that.
Because
Why
it was me,
can't Zoe
kids.
or Pav go up?
Just because we
at
didn't
that
want it
point?
because they were brand new.
So what happened? How did they end up
But
going
then
up?
today,
You've lived with us for 7 weeks.
that's why, I said Pav first. I said Pav.
And they obviously didn't.
Honest to God. And then we were like, do you know what? They have just been here. This is their first week as proper housemates. And I know people have said to me, but we didn't think you'd go because your reaction was so much better last week. I'm not being funny. If you got booed last week, then we probably would have just
But what
picked
about
this.
me,
to us.
Mark?
I can't speak
That's
about you
what
because
annoys
I
me.
weren't in the group.
Yeah.
They'd made your decision.
They'd already made your decision.
They'd already made it.
Chris said to me in the kitchen yesterday, he went, his words were to me, he went, do you know what, it's funny, I was only talking in the diary room the other day and saying how I'm so close to you now.
Ew.
He
But
said
we
those
knew
words. I'm going
this
to tell
day
you when I
was
go out
going to
there.
come. We knew.
Don't even say anything.
I know,
we
but it's,
knew.
the way it's gone. Because Zoe and Pav are new, it doesn't mean they have more...
Well, that all
They have
changed
more.
today.
They
That
have
all
more
changed
right
today.
to be in this house.
So who's put Zoe up?
Ashley was close to Danielle incredibly. Bianca was just there because I'm as close to Matthew as you are to Helen.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, I come out after speaking to Matthew and I was a fucking wreck. Obviously, Bianca said, put Pav up, he's a game player, he's not who he's claiming to be.
Matthew
He's
said
taken,
that?
no, this is Bianca, he's taken information from one person, taken it to another. He's only here for himself, he's incredibly ruthless. That was Bianca, we had 1 minute. Then Danielle said exactly the same thing about Pav, and then she went on about Zoe Zoe knows how these kind of things work. She's playing up. She's being somebody that she's not. She is friends with Helen for personal
Who said
reasons. Danielle, I went, that's bollocks.
Danielle said that
That's
about
bollocks.
Zoe?
Listen to
Just
me.
listen, please
Listen
don't
to me.
interrupt him.
I went, that's bollocks. But she said the same thing about Pav. Then Matthew come up on the screen, who's got my interests closer to his heart, and he said exactly the same fucking things.
Tell us what Matthew
About them
Exactly.
both?
Yeah, about both of them. He said, don't even think about putting Winston up. He went, everybody can see outside that Winston, you know, isn't as daft as he
my
says he is.
God.
He went, but Pav is a massive game player, Mark. He went, he's ruthless. He's pretending to be
And
everybody's
what about
friend. He said, Zoe is a snake in the grass. He said all things like that. I was
can't
literally
stand
nearly
this.
crying, and I'm going, Matthew. And Matthew went, Mark, keep your wits about you. Mark, you need to keep your wits about you about these two. I've asked for that power since week 1. This has been the worst week of my life, and it's only been for 24 hours.
(10:14 p.m). The housemates are struggling to understand the Power Alliance's decisions.
It's got to the point in the game, Helen, where I think you have to weigh up. When it's between two people that you like, you have to weigh up who you like more. That's the only thing I can take away from this. She may like Stephen, but then she has to search her brain for the reason she dislikes him or who she may like more.
But where do our loyalties lie with Steve? Where do our loyalties lie with Winston?
With Winston.
Where do Chris's loyalties lie with Winston?
With Winston. Apparently she wanted Winston
I don't
to
want
be.
Winston up.
Yeah.
I don't want Winston up at all. When you put it like that,
Haven't even talked to them about it.
that's what I mean.
I don't know yet. Obviously,
Steve's
the chatting to Stephen
been very
privately.
protective over Ashley, even when he's actually risked arguing with his own bird over her.
I know. I don't know the reasons they're in there talking to him.
I don't want. It's nothing to do with me.
No.
I'm not even
I
sticking
should
my nose
I should
in.
keep my nose out as well.
I've done it before, and you just end up sounding like a twat. I don't care. I do care, but I'm not sticking my nose in where it's not wanted.
In the living area, Stephen wants answers.
Firstly, we started by ranking the alliance.
Yeah. Who would you basically most want or least want based on whatever criteria? So we thought we'd presumably disagree, come down to 2 or 3 people, whatever, work from there. But we both said, coincidentally, exactly the same thing. that we felt with you, this is nothing personal because we like you, there's no one on there that we don't like. Got to say that right now, that we connected the least with you through the time here.
Right.
There's not the same connection. There's a distance.
Obviously, when I had to go to the control room and give my nomination, I kind of explained it. Like, I feel like maybe within the house, whenever I'm having conversations, I feel like maybe you listen less to me whenever I'm speaking.
From my perspective, I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't take it as offence, because I do.
No,
you know what I mean? I do.
Consciously doing it.
Because to me, I've done 7 weeks, and out of sort of the 19 people that have been in this house, every single one of them has felt as if I was a housemate that got on with everybody and talked to everybody. If I'm honest with you, I'm not going to lie, and I'm going to be honest with you and say I do feel like you've both made a decision based on what the crowd has said. Maybe unconsciously, maybe I have walked out and not listened to anyone's response, but I always ask how everyone is. I always ask if anyone wants anything. I'm always polite. I always think, irrespective of whether you're not as close with somebody else, it's manners and it's general being a gentleman. I'm a man. I need to be a gentleman to women and to men. And I feel quite upset because I thought that of anybody, you especially, I didn't expect you to have done that to me in this kind of situation.
By choice, no.
No, if it was normal nominations.
It was elimination.
I know, but even by process of elimination, because I still think there's other people you could have chosen, and I still think.
No, but that's only, that's
for
one.
you, and that's why that's what I'm saying. I respect your opinion, but based on logistics, I'm going to go on Friday. I'm not going to sit here and say I hate you because it's a game. But I respect you had a very difficult decision to make. I think you've made the wrong decision, but as I say, I'm not going to hold any grudges or anything like that. I'm glad the conversation's been had. We get on as normal. We don't have to approach the conversation again.
Thank you.
And that's the most. I can't be any more honest than that.
Coming up, Helen hatches a plan.
Stick to your guns and say, we're not saying anything.
And Pav wants answers.
What did you say to them?
I did tell them a couple of details, but I didn't take you to the fucking cleaners.
(10:48 p.m. Earlier, the Power Alliance revealed they received information from Bianca, Danielle and Matthew. Christopher is still confused about what they heard.
So what have they said they've seen? What have
No,
they said
we
they've
don't
seen?
want to know what they've seen.
I do.
I don't.
Christmas, if you want it in a nutshell, it's between me and you.
No, the first one.
If you want it in a nutshell and you want it honest to your face, it's between me and you.
What do you mean? They just said to me that it was between me and Ash.
Well, I've been told that they would not nominate you, and they were going through the list, and it became down to us, and as a result, they chose me because they felt that I was the person they least connected to. So, if you want it in a nutshell, that's what I've been told.
That contradicts everything. I was just heard that it came down to me and Ash, that it was between us for the final nomination, that I wasn't considered the first time, and they only considered me and Ash for the fourth nomination.
Chris, can I borrow you 2 seconds, please? Please. I just need to borrow you, like, literally right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Just 2 seconds,
Are you all
right?
right
No,
with
because I still need to finish speaking, Pav, yet. So,
Chris, can I borrow you a second?
Let's go.
Is Pav all right with that?
Well, yeah, and you as well.
Are you all right with
I
that?
just want to ask you 3 something on your own.
So I'll walk out and
No,
then.
I'm Mark.
Oh, not me?
No, you as well.
In here. Yeah, sorry.
I feel a bit rude.
I know, I feel a bit rude.
No. I know it's rude. I just need to say something. Are we on our own now?
Yeah.
Can we not give any information away to what you've seen? I don't care what the hell you 3 have done. You've done whatever you've done for certain reasons. Because I don't want Christopher knowing. I don't want Christopher knowing. I'm sorry, I know you're close to him, but he's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
He's a nightmare.
We spoke about
He'll
that.
turn and you'll be like, well, I've heard this and I've heard that. Well, I'm not too sure about this. I'm not too much.
Yeah.
Way
Helen,
too
don't
much.
worry.
I said, Matt has told me what's been said by Danielle, by Matthew. Bianca's kind of gone out the window because it was a bit whatever. But they can't hear it.
They cannot
They
know it.
can't.
No, they
No,
can't
I
know that
agree.
we know what people are saying.
so we
We
have
just
to
did that
just-
with
No, but
Pav.
they know that you've spoke to them, but please stick to your fucking guns
Yeah.
No,
and
don't worry,
say,
I won't be telling them
stick
nothing.
to your guns and say, we're not saying anything.
(11:22 p.m. Zoe's talking to Big Brother.
Well, hiya. I'm up for nomination.
How are you feeling, Zoe?
It was like a big massive blur. And then I saw everyone getting emotional, and then I saw Ashley and I saw Chris. And then when I saw Mark, I spent so much time with Mark, I was like, oh God. And then when we had to choose someone to swap over, and Ash started getting really upset, and Steve was saying me. Steve really wanted to save me. That means a hell of a lot, like. And he's been here with Ash for like 6 weeks, so. But I feel alright. I genuinely feel alright.
Winston and Christopher are confused.
I'm actually lost for words right now about tonight. I don't really know how to feel. I don't really know how to feel about any of it.
Yeah.
I'm really confused about it.
What do you mean?
Just about everything, like what went on, like the power decisions and everything. And
what I say to you is don't speak to anyone. Just let Mark tell you, because he will tell you.
Yeah. I'm not going to even ask any questions in his own time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask any questions.
But I don't even know. I know as much as you.
Yeah, we know nothing, do we?
But I know enough, if you know what I mean. Because I already thought it anyway.
Ashley is justifying her nominations to Ash.
Yours was the hardest decision that we had to make from all three, because I knew when you found out, I didn't want you thinking that I didn't, because I really appreciated what we spoke about during the week, and I didn't want you thinking that I didn't take that serious. And we all spoke about if we had to save someone or swap, that I would take your place, because I didn't want you going up again, because we all thought you deserved a place in the final.
This is ridiculous.
It's important to us that this goes right and well, and God, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just hopefully see by the reactions on Friday.
Pav is quizzing Mark.
As a result of that conversation and you guys saying you can't say anything, or whatever happened, is that like Helen and Steve are being really cold with me right now. So my inclination is that you had the intention of not saying something.
Yeah, look.
But you have said something. As a result, they're not.
No, Stephen, no. Helen is somebody that I've been really close with since day one. One thing about me, I can't hide my emotions, do you know what I mean? I felt really backed into the corner a little bit. I thought they're going to have the wrong impression of me there. I've watched something similar kind of erupt in week 3 when Matthew and Toya they
had their
people up. There was murder, and I've been panicking, and I just said to them, I was like, I didn't slander you at all or nothing like that. I just said, I was like, look, we seen things today on the telly.
So for me, like the whole purpose of this conversation is, and I'd really like you to respect.
I'm telling you straight, Pav.
Yeah, I really would like you to say me straight.
I says, we've seen things on the telly. It went, Bianca come up first. I'm not asked what Bianca said. Danielle came up second. I thought, that's bollocks. Then Matthew came up on the telly, and the things that Matthew said to me, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so for me, it's important to understand what he said, because you've said it to them, obviously. So I feel like...
they just told me to just watch out, basically.
And you said that to them?
And that's because they're two of the people I've been close to since day dot, do you know what I mean?
I know that.
I did tell them a couple of details, which obviously influenced the decision, but I didn't take it to the fucking cleaners.
I just wanted to know, have you said something that is going to change their opinion? And you have. So now I need to act appropriately. So, like, I'm going to pull up Steve, I'm going to pull up Helen. You've already said it to them. I just feel that it's only fair that, you're already going to get bollocked, but you just tell me what you said. So I know, sort of, like... Because if Matthew says something to you that is true about me...
No, it's not true, it's opinion. I'm telling you now, I'm telling you straight. From what he was saying, it sounded like he's only watched GVT, and I was a bit gutted by it, and I was like, what?
Yeah, but because you didn't say that to them, what did you say to them?
I don't want to have to say it again, Pav, do you know what I mean? Because it's not going to get us nowhere.
(12:06 a.m). Chris is in the diary room.
I can't believe. We've actually grown. I feel kind of proud to be around these people tonight, and I've not felt that once. And Ashley's just astonishing. As is Mark. And it's the first time ever I saw Helen, I just thought, that's the Helen I like. She just stepped up to this.
Pav and Zoe are alone in the bathroom.
We know things about these people. And like when you get into conversation, you let things slip. The only thing that's sort of like there for me is that when Mark had the conversation with Steve and Helen, he let some things slip about what Matthew said. Mark said something to them, and as a result, they're not talking to me right now.
What do you mean?
Like, they're just dismissing me, like, you know, they're not talking to me. Only over the last sort of 35 minutes.
Oh.
Do you get what I mean? So it's like, that's the only concern I have right now. Like, I need to speak to them and sort of just have clarification and be like, you know what, like...
But they've already said some information, like Danielle and Chris had already said, like certain things, like, they switched their decision last minute. So we know that they said that. Said something about a snake in the grass. So they may as well just say the whole thing, really, because we know dribs and drabs.
Exactly, we know dribs and drabs. All I'm saying is Mark said more things to them than he said to any of us. You can't come in halfway. You can't come in halfway.
That's why
and
we
be like,
asked all them questions anyway when we came
Exactly.
in. Are you going to be all right? We're like,
yeah,
well,
you
yeah,
can't come in
but-
halfway and expect to challenge people that have been amazing friends for...
7 weeks.
You can't do it.
Exactly.
It'd be naive to think that you could.
Helen and Winston are talking about Pav and Zoe.
Yeah.
They said, do you not remember when they were coming in? Like, no, this is where the game begins. This is where the trouble starts and stuff.
Yeah, so...
None of us predicted it.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, I'm well good at like sensing people out when they're first instincts. I'm good judge of character, like, I swear down. But I've never really like thought, I wasn't too
I
sure.
ummed and ahed, and I thought it was just, do you know what, Winston, I'll be completely honest with you, which is a bit shameful, really. I was very wary of Zoe.
Really?
Remember when the three of them were coming in, one thing that stuck in my mind, and I thought, this isn't right.
Yeah.
Big Brother never lied to us. And Big Brother said, like, this is where it starts.
Yeah.
They made a point of saying, basically, this is where the shit hits the fan. They've let us all fucking have a nice fucking, like, holiday fucking festival out there. It's been like, it's been piss easy in this place, hasn't it?
Yeah. Not
Why
really.
do you think? Because the troublemakers are here.
Yeah.
This week, Ashley, Stephen, Pav and Zoe face the public vote. Who goes? You decide. From a landline, call 090 20 44 58 and add the number of the housemate you want to evict. From a mobile, call 6 50 58 and add the number of the housemate you want to evict. For Ashley, add 02. For Stephen, add 13. For Pav, add 18. For Zoe, add 19. Mobile and BT landline votes cost 50p. Other landlines may vary. Or you can vote via the new Big Brother app, where 2 votes will cost you 99p. Voting closes in Friday's eviction show. Votes cast after lines close won't count. You can find terms on the Big Brother website. Stay tuned for Bit on the Side next, when Kimberly will be giving her first interview since leaving the Big Brother house.